I look at it like we're crying a little bit over spilt milk, and who is to blame for spilling the milk?
Tonight, the man who ran the Wolverine Worldwide tannery at the time it was dumping waste in Belmont is talking only to Target 8.
And while he defends what the company did back then, he now questions why Wolverine kept quiet when it learned years ago that the sludge could be dangerous. Target 8 investigator Ken Kolker is in studio control with this story. Ken?
Yeah, Marlene, Brian, Bob Winiger ran the Wolverine Tannery in Rockford on the Rogue River back in the 1960s, at a time when most people didn't think much about how to handle waste.
The trucks would load up out here.
All the liquid waste from Wolverine's tannery went into huge settling tanks right on the Rogue River. The sludge that settled out was trucked out to the House Street dump, which closed a year after he left the company. He says that Wolverine knew that Scotchgard, which they used to waterproof shoes, was in that sludge. Did you guys have any concerns about the Scotchgard?
None whatsoever. It was never brought up. I never even thought about it until this recently we started hearing about it.
Wolverine, he says, worked closely with the state to dump the sludge.
We were doing what they considered at the state level to be as good as you could do. And we were constantly being held up as a company that was responsible, trying to do what was right.
But he was surprised to learn that Target 8 last month had obtained a letter from 3M sent to Wolverine in 1999 about the potential dangers of the PFAS in that Scotchgard. In 1999, does the responsibility go back to Wolverine once they were notified?
I can't say that it doesn't. There is a responsibility there to do something, I would think. But
including, he says, notifying the public.
I think morally, probably to tell the public, publish the letter if that was, and say, township and us, what shall we do?
But he says that both 3M and Plainfield Township are also to blame.
Sometime in the last 15 years, I got a call from the township wanting to know if I knew that there was a dump out there. I said, yes. I did know there was a dump out there.
But he says Scotchgard was not discussed because he knew nothing about its potential dangers. Since then, neighborhoods have been built around the House Street dump.
They continued to issue building permits. So I don't think they're entirely off the hook either.
He says he still has a soft spot for Wolverine, showing off the company's display at the Rockford Museum, where he volunteers.
And the company has always tried to do what was morally right. Now, this might have been a big mistake.
Now, the 1999 3M letter obtained by Target 8 has become a key part of the lawsuits now being filed against Wolverine by residents who claim the company covered up the contamination.